What would you do if you texted your recently deceased brother, trying to heal from the loss, only to receive a message back letting you know that you would be getting much more than that? Hello everybody, I'm CC, and welcome to the Crucible of Character. Today we have another scary Reddit story for you. If you enjoy these stories, please make sure to like and comment what you would do differently in these situations, and subscribe for more daily uploads. I appreciate you all. Without further ado, the title of today's story is, My Brother's Been Dead for 3 weeks, but he texted me tonight. Today's story was posted to the r/NoSleep subreddit by Parasitic Infection. And here it goes. This situation is absurd, terrifying, and wholly impossible, but it's happening to me. And if possible, I have to tell someone. Anyone. This post might be the only way I can get out what's happening to me. 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks ago. My younger brother, Daniel, he died in a car crash. He wasn't in a vehicle, though. It was a drunk driver that caused the accident. The policeman identified him by the ID in his bag. We received the call at 6:20 in the evening. Everything that had been found in the backpack of a junior high school bag was present in his. Everything except for his phone, which was odd. My mother was devastated, as was my father. I was upset too. The absence of another family member in the house cast a shadow over all of us, a dark, bleak shadow that we couldn't get rid of. When someone close passes away, you try to do everything in your power to preserve their memory. For me, it was texting him. I knew he wouldn't respond, but the fact that the messages went through meant something to me. I wouldn't get texts back, but it gave me a little bit of joy just to be able to text the number. What little happiness I got out of my ritual quickly turned to fear. Tonight, 3 weeks after Daniel's death, I got a text back. I miss you too. Where are you? It was in response to the last text I had sent him. I love you, Dan, and I miss you. That reply came in at 7:25. I didn't want to tell Mom or Dad. They wouldn't believe me. That, and they'd probably think it to be some cruel joke that I was playing. Look, Danny is messaging me back. Isn't it awesome? They'd hate it. I couldn't tell them. At 7:35, after much deliberation, I texted him back. 7:35. What? Is this a joke? Who are you? Why do you have Danny's phone? Why are you doing this? He, or whoever was using the phone, replied seconds after. 7:35. It's me. It's your brother Danny. I woke up a while ago. My leg hurts, so I can't walk too fast, but I'm making my way back home now. What the heck? I thought. How? As far as I knew, Danny was dead. That was a fact. So either this was a cruel joke from someone who had managed to get a hold of his phone, or something else was happening. I could only think about that comment regarding the leg. My leg hurts. My leg hurts. His leg hurts. His leg was pulverized in the accident. How would a person who had just taken his phone know that? Fingers trembling, I typed out another reply. 7:36. What do you mean you're making your way back home? What does that mean? Who are you? I got only one reply after that for the next hour or so. It was complete radio silence. 7:37. I'm your brother. I'm coming back to you guys. With no idea what to do, I just sat at my desk for the next hour and a half. I kept waiting for a knock at the door or a buzz from my phone, but the 90 minutes I spent in anticipation yielded nothing. That was until 9:07. 9:07, I'm getting close. It's hard to see in the dark, and this leg, it really hurts, but I'm keeping up. What did getting close mean? Was he in the neighborhood? Was he on our street? I deducted that asking specific questions didn't yield me anything helpful, but I asked anyways. It took me a couple of minutes to think of what to ask, but the words eventually came out. 9:09. What do you mean, you're getting closer? Where are you? His response frightened me. 9:10. I'm nearby, maybe. That alarmed me. What did nearby mean? I scrambled to get out of my room and made my way downstairs. Mom and Dad were usually in bed by 8:30 and asleep by 9, so I didn't need to worry about them questioning anything. We don't live in a big house, so locking all the doors and windows downstairs wasn't hard. I checked to see that the front door was locked. When I confirmed it was, I turned on the porch light from inside and set up a chair in the middle of the entrance hallway. Since I didn't know what to do at this point, I decided to wait it out. About half an hour later, things only got worse. I'm shaking as I write this because I think he's here, or maybe he isn't, but I think he's going to be here soon. I received another text at about 9:38. 9:38. I'm close, I think. I can't quite remember which house is mine. I think I'll look for the light. Fear shot through me like lightning. Our house couldn't have been the only one with lights on at this hour. I unceremoniously leapt out of my chair and slammed my hand into the light switch. I breathed out a sigh of relief. That relief was quickly short-lived, as I received one of two final texts from my brother. 9:39. I saw the lights go out in a house. I think it's mine. I'm going. I looked down at the words on my phone screen for a moment. No way, he couldn't possibly be referring to this house. I knew I was lying to myself. I went into the kitchen and grabbed one of our knives. I hadn't the slightest clue of what I might have to use it on, but it made me feel a bit safer. Just as I sat down, I felt the stomach-churning sensation of my phone vibrating in my pocket. The rapid, fearful beats of my heart made my chest ache. Hesitantly, I turned on the phone and looked at the most recent and final message I was sent. 9:40. I'm here. For the last 10 minutes, the other side of the door has been completely silent. At least, it was completely silent. As I type this out, knife in hand, I can hear something just outside. Someone is knocking on the door. It sounds like my brother, and he's only saying one thing. Let me in. I need help with my leg. Update 10:21. I'm going to open the door. I still have the knife. I'll try to update again if I make it out okay. The end. That was a good short little story. I think it definitely leaves a lot to the imagination of, if he didn't reply back again, does that mean that something got him, right? I think in this story, we have the protagonist, which is an older brother, of course, right? And then the younger brother who dies in a car accident. Now, I think it's kind of underrated that a common theme in ghost literature, whether it be movies or TV or stories, is that usually the people that turn into ghosts are those with unfinished business. That's of course. But those who the ghosts latch onto are usually those with a great amount of sorrow or even guilt about the situation. Now, I have no doubt that this older brother, let's say the younger brother's in junior high, so the older brother's probably in high school or even older than that, which means he can probably drive. And what that means is if the kid was, walking home, probably late at night if there's somebody drunk driving around, because odds are it probably wasn't at noon, right? Then I don't think it takes a master detective to deduce that the older brother probably feels guilt. So can you explain all of this away and say there's no ghosts and the older brother just feels a crazy amount of guilt? No. But I think it might be a slight confirmation bias in that the brain sees what it wants. I watched a video the other day explaining about how if you look up, is caffeine bad for you, you're going to find 101 sources that are perfectly legitimate that say that it is. And if you look up, is caffeine good for you, you're going to find 101 sources that are equally as legitimate saying that it's good for you. And the same is true for just about anything. You will find what you look for. You will get what you want. So, although not all of the things in our lives are consciously wanted, they do end up finding a way to us. And so I think if there is something, a common motive, or something that we can pull from this story and try to apply to our lives, it is that truly the past is the past, the future is the future. And we need to be willing to understand that truly, whether we accept it or not, and whether we know what we want or not, what we want is going to make its way to us, just like this. In the story, he wants nothing more than to see his brother again. He wants his brother to come back. And sure enough, the brother's coming back. Whether that be from grief or PTSD of some sort, or anxiety attacks, or anything like that, we will get what we want. So please, if there's anything that you apply from this story, I would say take a minute to try and think, to try and understand, what do you want in this life? What do you want with the time you have? And are your actions or the things that are around you supporting you to move towards that thing? Or is there something that maybe even unconsciously you don't even know that you want more and you're moving towards that thing? I appreciate you all. If you made it this far in the video, please take a moment to consider subscribing. It is free. And again, we are trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I appreciate all the love and support that you all have given me. What would you have done differently in this story? Would you have made sure to lock the doors before even going to bed and been a little bit smarter than this person in this story? How could you apply this to your life? How have you tried to apply anything from my videos? Please let me know in the comments down below. And again, I'm CC. I love you all.